Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Timeless Wisdom, the place where we explore how to make life simpler, safer, and more delightful as we grow older. Let me pose a question. Does your home serve you, or does it feel like you're always serving it? I understand the feeling. Over time, a house that once seemed warm and inviting can begin to feel burdensome. There's too much cleaning, too much organizing, and honestly, on some days, it feels as though the house rules over us, not the other way around. However, the great news is that it doesn't have to be this way. With a few minor adjustments, you can transform your home into a sanctuary where you feel relaxed, safe, and completely at ease. Today, I'll share 20 straightforward yet impactful changes you can implement to make your home a source of joy, ease, and reduce stress. And no worries, I'm not suggesting a complete home renovation. These are small, manageable actions that can significantly impact over time. So pour yourself a cup of tea, settle in, and let's begin. And before we jump in, if you appreciate practical, senior-friendly advice on home organization and effortless living, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss out on all the ways we can simplify life, one step at a time. Now, let's discuss the first step you can take today. 1. Say goodbye to decor that no longer brings you joy. Declutter decor. Let's start with something simple but powerful, your home decor. Now, I know how easy it is to hold on to things because they remind us of the past. That little figurine from a vacation 30 years ago, the wall art that once felt trendy, or the knickknacks that have sat in the same spot for decades. But here's the thing, our home should evolve with us. If something no longer makes you smile when you see it, why keep it? A 2011 study from Princeton University found that visual clutter actually makes it harder for our brains to focus when we walk into a room full of outdated decorations, dusty trinkets, and furniture that no longer serves a purpose. Our minds feel just as cluttered. So here's a simple challenge. Walk through your home with fresh eyes. If an item no longer brings joy or has simply become part of the background, it might be time to let it go. Donate it, pass it on a family, or simply thank it for its time and say goodbye. And trust me, when you remove what no longer serves you, the things that truly matter will stand out more. Your favorite photos, the vase your grandchild made for you, or that cozy chair where you love to sit with a book. Those are the things that should shine. Now let's move on to the next small but mighty change. Declutter clothes. 2. Keep only the clothes you love and actually wear. Now let's talk about something we all have. A closet full of clothes, yet we still feel like we have nothing to wear. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You open your closet in the morning, staring at a packed rack of shirts, dresses, and jackets. But instead of feeling excited to get dressed, you feel frustrated. There are things you haven't worn in years, things that don't fit quite right, and clothes that just don't feel like you anymore. Well, let me tell you a secret. Less is more. A study from Columbia University found that too many choices actually make decision-making harder. The more clothes you have, the more overwhelmed you feel every morning. But when you simplify your wardrobe, getting dressed becomes easy, stress-free, and even enjoyable. So here's what I want you to do. Take a good look at your closet. Ask yourself, do I feel comfortable in this? Have I worn this in the past year? Does this fit my life today, not 20 years ago? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. Donate it, pass it along, or even repurpose bull fabric into cleaning rags. The goal is to create a closet filled with only the things you love, wear, and feel good in. And let me tell you, once you declutter your wardrobe, getting dressed each morning will feel refreshing instead of overwhelming. All right, ready for the next step? Let's keep going. Stop convenience clutter. 3. Stop the convenience clutter habit. Now, let's talk about something sneaky. Clutter that disguises itself as convenience. We've all done it. We leave the toaster on the counter because we use it every morning, The hairbrush stays by the sink because it's easier that way. The pile of mail sits on the table because we'll get to it later. It feels practical, right? But here's the problem. What starts as a convenience spot quickly turns into a permanent mess. The kitchen counter gets crowded, the bathroom sink is covered in half-used bottles, and suddenly, instead of saving time, you're creating visual chaos that makes your home feel stressful. A study from UCLA found that cluttered spaces increase cortisol levels, the stress hormone, especially in older adults. When every surface is filled with stuff, your brain feels overwhelmed. You may not even realize it, but your home is silently adding to your mental load. So here's a simple fix. Find a designated home for everything. Kitchen gadgets, store them in a cabinet when not in use. Bathroom essentials, keep only the daily must-haves on the counter. Mail, create a simple system, like a small tray for incoming letters, instead of a growing pile. By putting things away, you're not making life harder. You're making it easier, because a clean, open space isn't just pretty, it's peaceful. All right, now that we've tackled convenience clutter, let's move on to something just as important. 5. Replace negative or meaningless wall art with uplifting words. Uplifting wall art. Now let me ask you, what do the words on your walls say about your home? You see, over the years, we collect all sorts of wall decor, some funny, some decorative, some we barely even notice anymore. But here's something most people don't realize. The words we see every day shape the way we feel. Think about it. If you have a sign in your kitchen that jokes, "I live in a madhouse run by a tiny army I made myself," it might be funny. But what does it say about your home? If your laundry room sign reads, "Laundry, the never-ending story," does it make you feel inspired? Or does it just remind you of the chores you dread? Your home should lift you up, not wear you down. Psychologists have found that reading positive words daily can actually improve mood and mental well-being. So why not surround yourself with messages that bring you peace, motivation, or even a smile? Here's what I suggest. Walk through your home and take a second look at what's on your walls. Do the words make you feel good? Do they reflect the life you want to live today? Or have they just become background noise? If something feels outdated or doesn't bring joy, replace it with something that does. A quote that inspires you, like, "This is our happy place," or "Live simply, love deeply." A framed family photo that reminds you of love and connection. A piece of art that brings calm and beauty to your space. Because when your home visually encourages you every day, it becomes more than just a place you live. It becomes a place that nurtures and supports you. All right, let's keep going. This next one is a game changer. Bigger closets, declutter. 5. Make your closets feel bigger by decluttering. Now let me guess, at some point you've probably thought, "I wish I had more closet space." But here's the truth. You don't need a bigger closet. You just need less stuff inside it. Closets have a funny way of hiding clutter. We tuck things away, close the door, and pretend they're not there. But the moment we open it, boom, we're hit with a packed, overwhelming mess. The good news, decluttering your closet is one of the easiest ways to key in instant space. A study from the National Association of Professional Organisers found that we wear only about 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. That means most of what's in your closet is just taking up space. So let's do a quick test. The next time you open your closet, ask yourself, have I worn this in the last year? Does this fit my life today? Not 10 or 20 years ago? Do I actually feel good in this? If the answer is no, then why let it take up space? Let it go. Donate it, pass it along, or repurpose it. And here's a little trick. Once you declutter, leave some breathing room between hangers. It makes your closet feel instantly bigger, cleaner, and more enjoyable to use. Because remember, a well-organized closet isn't just about storage. It's about making your daily life easier. Imagine opening your closet and seeing only clothes you love and actually wear. That's freedom. All right, now that we've made some space in the closet, let's talk about something just as important, the space where we gather every day. 6. Keep your dining table clear and inviting. Clear dining table. Now tell me, when was the last time you actually ate a meal at your dining table without having to clear a pile of mail, magazines, and random odds and ends first? If you're like most people, your dining table has slowly become a catch-all for everything. Teas, unopened bills, grocery bags, and that one screwdriver you swear you'll put away later. I get it. It's an easy, flat surface, so things naturally land there. But here's the problem. When your table is cluttered, it doesn't feel inviting. It makes sitting down for a meal feel like another chore, rather than a moment to relax and connect. A study from Harvard University found that families who eat at a clutter-free table tend to eat healthier and feel more connected. And for those of us who live alone, a clear table encourages us to slow down, enjoy our food, and truly be present. So here's a simple but powerful habit to start today. Decide that your dining table is only for meals. No mail, no clutter, no random items, just a clean, open space. Create a landing zone near the entrance for keys, bags, and mail, so they never end up on the table. Make it welcoming. A simple vase with flowers, a candle, or a nice placemat can make all the difference. Because when your table is clear, it silently says, "Come, sit, enjoy, and be present." And that's exactly what our home should be inviting us to do. All right, ready for the next tip? Let's keep going. 7. Declutter your entertainment center. Declutter entertainment center. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, your entertainment center. Once upon a time, we needed shelves full of DVDs, stacks of CDs, and extra cables for every device. But let's be honest, how much of that do we actually use anymore? For many of us, the TV area has become a tangled mess of cords, remotes, and outdated electronics. There's a pile of DVDs we haven't touched in years, a dusty VCR that hasn't been plugged in since the early 2000s, and mystery cables that we're afraid to throw away just in case. Here's the truth. A cluttered entertainment space makes it harder to enjoy what is actually there for relaxation and entertainment. A study from the Princeton Neuroscience Institute found that visual clutter competes for our attention, making it harder to focus and truly unwind. That means even if you're watching your favorite show, a messy entertainment center can create subtle stress in the background. So let's simplify. Go through your DVDs and CDs. Keep only the ones you truly love and donate the rest. Most movies and music are now available digitally, so you probably don't need a massive collection. Tame the cords. Use cable organizers, Velcro ties, or a simple box to hide tangled wires. Remove outdated gadgets. If you haven't used that old DVD player or extra remote in years, it's time to let it go. The result? A clean, streamlined entertainment center that actually makes your space feel calm and inviting. All right, now that we've tackled the living room, let's talk about something just as important: how to tell the difference between tidying and true decluttering. 8. Don't just organize, minimize. Minimize, don't just organize. Organizing is not the same as decluttering. I know what you're thinking, but I just spent hours tidying up. I have bins, baskets, and everything neatly labeled. And that's great, but here's the problem. Well-organized clutter is still clutter. Think about it. If you're constantly rearranging and storing things but never actually getting rid of anything, you're just shuffling the problem around. The more stuff we have, the more time and energy we spend managing it. And for those of us who want less stress, not more work, minimizing is the answer. A study from UCLA found that people who live in cluttered homes have higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. In other words, too much stuff isn't just taking up space, It's taking a toll on your well-being. So instead of asking, "Where can I store this?" try asking, "Do I even need this?" Do you really need 3 sets of mixing bowls when you only use one? Do you need all those extra blankets when you have a favorite one you always reach for? Do you need that box of mystery cords just because you might need them someday? Here's the truth. The less you own, the less you have to clean, organize, and maintain. So instead of finding better ways to store things, let's find better reasons to let things go. Because at the end of the day, a truly peaceful home isn't about perfect organization. It's about having only what you need and love. Now let's keep going. The next tip will help you feel even more relaxed in your home. 9. Simplify your bathroom to create a spa-like atmosphere. Spa-like bathroom. Let me ask you, does your bathroom feel like a place to relax, or is it just another source of stress? For many of us, the bathroom is overflowing with stuff. Half-used shampoo bottles, expired skincare products, and drawers filled with who knows what. And let's be honest, digging through all that clutter is not how we want to start or end our day. But here's the good news. Your bathroom can be transformed into a calming, spa-like retreat with just a few simple changes. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that a clean, uncluttered space promotes relaxation and lowers anxiety. And if there's one place in our home where we should feel calm and refreshed, it's the bathroom. So let's simplify. Check expiration dates. Did you know makeup and skincare products have a shelf life? Toss anything old or unused. Reduce duplicates. How many bottles of lotion do you really need? Keep your favorites and donate or discard the rest. Use clear storage bins. A small basket or drawer organizer keeps everyday essentials easy to find. Limit countertop clutter. Keep only the must-haves within reach, like soap, a toothbrush, and maybe a candle for a spa-like touch. Once you simplify, you'll be amazed at how much more relaxing and enjoyable your bathroom feels. And trust me, starting your day in a peaceful space makes a big difference. All right, now that we've tackled the bathroom, let's move on to another area of the home that tends to collect clutter: duplicates hiding all over the house. 10. Reduce duplicates around your home. Reduce duplicates. Now, here's something that might surprise you. The easiest way to declutter quickly is to start with duplicates. Let me explain. Most of us don't realize just how many extra things we have lying around. 24 coffee mugs when we only use the same 3, a drawer full of pens when we really just need 1 or 2, 5 extra sets of bed sheets when we only rotate between 2. And here's the thing, we only use our favorites anyway. A study from the National Association of Professional Organisers found that 80% of what we keep we rarely or never use. That means most of those duplicates are just taking up space, adding to the clutter, and making it harder to find the things we actually love. So let's simplify. Kitchen gadgets. How many spatulas, wooden spoons, or measuring cups do you actually use? Towels and linens. Keep a few good sets and donate the extras. Cleaning supplies, if you have multiple half-used bottles of the same product, consolidate them. Office supplies, 1 good pen is all you need, not a drawer full of old ones that barely work. The goal isn't to get rid of everything, it's to keep only the best and most useful items. And the best part? You'll instantly create breathing room in your home without even having to make tough decisions. All right, let's keep going. Now that we've cleared out the excess, let's talk about creating a small, peaceful retreat in your home. 11. Create a cozy, clutter-free reading nook. Cozy reading nook. Now tell me, when was the last time you sat down and truly relaxed in your own home? Life moves fast, and it's easy to get caught up in the daily to-dos. But what if you had a small, peaceful corner just for you? A place to read, sip tea, or simply enjoy a moment of quiet. You don't need a whole room for this, just a cozy chair and a clutter-free space around it. Studies show that having a designated relaxation spot can lower stress and improve focus. And for those of us who sometimes feel like our home is filled with distractions, having a calm retreat can make all the difference. Here's how to create your own. Pick a comfy chair. Maybe it's your favourite recliner or a seat by the window. Clear the surrounding space. Remove anything that doesn't add to the piece. No piles of papers or random clutter. Add a small side table, perfect for a book, a lamp, or a cup of coffee. Make it inviting. A soft blanket, a warm light, or even a plant can turn it into a space you look forward to using. Even if you're not a big reader, a clutter-free nook is the perfect place to unwind, reflect, or just enjoy a few quiet moments. And trust me, once you create this space, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Now, let's move on to another space that often gets overlooked, the garage. 12th, reclaim your garage for your car. Garage for car. Be honest, can you actually park your car in your garage, or has it slowly turned into a storage unit filled with boxes, old furniture, tools, and who knows what? For many of us, the garage becomes a holding zone for things we're not ready to deal with. But here's the problem. When your car is left outside, it's exposed to the elements. Rain, snow, sun damage, all things that could be avoided if we simply made space for what the garage was actually meant for. A study by the US Department of Energy found that 25% of homeowners with garages can't park inside because of clutter. That means we're using prime real estate for stuff we don't use, while the thing we rely on daily, our car, sits outside. So how do we fix it? Start with the obvious clutter: old paint cans, broken tools, and things you haven't used in years. Time to let them go. Create zones: one for tools, one for outdoor gear, one for seasonal decorations, so things are easy to find. Use vertical space. Wall hooks and shelving can free up tons of floor space. Set a limit. Decide how much storage is reasonable, then stick to it. Reclaiming your garage isn't just about parking. It's about making your home work for you, not against you. And trust me, once you can pull into a clean, organized garage, you'll never go back. All right, now that we've tackled the garage, let's talk about something smaller, but just as important: the dreaded junk drawer. 13. Finally tackle that junk drawer. Tackle junk drawer. All right, let's talk about that one drawer. You know the one, the junk drawer. Every home has one. It's the mystery zone where random things go to disappear. Old batteries, half-used birthday candles, spare keys. But to what? Expired coupons and screws that might belong to something important. At first, it seems harmless, but over time it becomes a black hole of clutter. And the worst part? You can never actually find what you need when you need it. But here's the good news. Tackling your junk drawer is one of the fastest, easiest wins in decluttering. Set a timer for 15 minutes. That's all you need. No overthinking, no perfection, just progress. Dump everything out. Seeing the mess all at once makes it easier to sort. Sort into categories: trash, donate, relocate, and keep. Use small containers or dividers. This stops it from turning back into chaos. And here's a rule to live by. If you didn't know you had it, and you haven't used it in a year, you probably don't need it. Once you finish, you'll have a drawer that actually works for you, a place where you can easily find what you need when you need it. Now, with the junk drawer handled, let's talk about something even trickier: keeping kids' and grandkids' clutter under control. Limit kids' stuff. 14. Set clear space limits for kids' or grandkids' stuff. Now let's talk about something every grandparent can relate to: kids' clutter. We love our children and grandkids, but let's be honest, toys, books, and games seem to multiply overnight. One day, it's a small basket of toys for when they visit. The next thing you know, your living room looks like a daycare centre, and you're constantly tripping over plastic dinosaurs and stuffed animals. Here's the secret to keeping it all under control. Set clear space limits. Designate one bin, shelf, or basket for kids' toys. Once it's full, it's time to let go of something before adding more. Use the one in, one out rule. If a new toy comes in, an old one gets donated or passed along. Teach kids to take responsibility. If they're old enough, involve them in deciding what stays and what goes. Rotate toys. Instead of having everything out at once, store some away and swap them out every few months. It keeps them fresh without adding more clutter. When you set limits, you're not just reclaiming your space. You're teaching kids the value of simplicity. They learn that having fewer, well-loved things is better than being overwhelmed by too much. And let's be real, a clutter-free home means fewer tripping hazards for us too. Now, speaking of clutter that's hard to let go of, let's talk about something we all struggle with: the guilt of getting rid of expensive or sentimental items. 15th, shift your mindset about clutter costs. Clutter cost mindset. Now, let's talk about something that holds many of us back from decluttering: guilt. Have you ever held on to something just because it was expensive, or kept a gift you don't really like because you didn't want to feel ungrateful? I get it. We've all been there. But here's the truth: keeping things you don't use isn't free. We often think of clutter as just stuff, but it actually costs us in ways we don't realize. It costs time because you spend more of it cleaning, organizing, and searching for things. It costs energy because visual clutter makes it harder to focus and relax. It costs peace of mind because instead of feeling calm in your home, you feel overwhelmed. A study from the University of California found that excess clutter increases stress and even impacts sleep quality. That means the things we're holding on to just in case may actually be weighing us down in ways we don't even notice. So what's the solution? Let go of the guilt. If you spent a lot of money on something but never use it, the money is already gone. Keeping the item won't bring it back. If a gift doesn't fit your life, it's okay to pass it along. The love behind the gift doesn't disappear just because you don't keep the object. If something makes you feel burdened instead of joyful, it's time to let it go. When you free yourself from clutter, you're not just making more space, you're making room for a home that supports and uplifts you. Now, let's keep going. Up next, we'll talk about how to make sure your home is easy and safe to move around in. 16. Make high traffic areas easy to navigate. Safe navigation. Now let's talk about something that's crucial as we get older: making sure our home is safe to move around in. Have you ever caught your foot on a loose rug, had to squeeze past a bulky chair, stepped over a tangle of cords? These might seem like small inconveniences, but they can quickly turn into big problems. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year, and most of those falls happen at home. And the biggest culprits? Cluttered walkways, loose rugs, and poor lighting. So let's make our homes easy and safe to move around in. Clear the walkways. If you have to step around furniture or piles of stuff, it's time to rearrange or declutter. Secure or remove rugs. Loose rugs are one of the biggest tripping hazards. Use non-slip pads or consider removing them altogether. And tidy up the cords. If cords are running across the floor, secure them against the wall or invest in a cord organizer, and keep the essentials within reach. If you often reach or bend for things in high or low places, move them to an easier to access spot. Your home should be a place where you can move freely, safely, and comfortably. A few simple changes today can prevent accidents tomorrow. Now let's keep going. Speaking of convenience, let's talk about how to make everyday essentials easier to access. 17. Store everyday essentials where they're easy to reach. Easy reach essentials. Let me ask you, how often do you struggle to grab something from a high shelf or bend down to reach the back of a cabinet? For many of us, those small movements that used to be effortless are now a little trickier. Whether it's a stiff knee, a sore back, or just not wanting to risk a fall, digging, reaching, and stretching can be frustrating or even dangerous. That's why one of the simplest ways to make your home serve you better is to store your most used items at waist or eye level. Kitchen. Keep everyday dishes, pots and spices in easy-to-reach places, not the highest shelf or the bottom drawer. Bathroom. Store toiletries where you can grab them without bending or standing on tiptoes. Bedroom. Make sure your bedside essentials, glasses, water, medications, are within arm's reach. Sub-laundry and cleaning supplies. Heavy detergent bottles don't belong on high shelves. Keep them at a level where you can lift them safely. Studies show that reducing the need to bend and stretch can lower the risk of falls and improve overall ease of movement. Plus, let's be honest, life is just easier when the things you need are right where you can reach them. So take a look around your home. Are you constantly bending or reaching for something? If so, it might be time for a little rearranging. All right, now that we've made life easier inside, let's step into another space that often gets messy, the entryway. 18. Keep the entryway clutter-free and welcoming. Welcoming entryway. Now think about this. What's the first thing you see when you walk into your home? Is it a clean, inviting space that makes you feel calm and happy? Or is it a pile of shoes, stacks of mail, and a cluttered table that instantly feels overwhelming? The entryway sets the tone for your entire home. If it's messy, it can make the whole house feel chaotic. But if it's tidy and welcoming, it creates a sense of calm and order from the moment you step inside. Here's how to make your entryway work for you. Create a landing zone. A small table or shelf near the door can hold keys, mail, and other daily essentials. Use hooks or coat rack. Hanging jackets, hats, and bags makes them easy to grab and keeps them off the floor. Designate a space for shoes. A simple shoe rack or basket keeps them contained and prevents tripping hazards. Limit what stays. The entryway isn't a storage unit. Only keep the items you use regularly. Everything else belongs elsewhere. A clutter-free entryway doesn't just look better, it makes life easier. No more searching for keys, no more tripping over shoes, and no more walking into a home that feels stressful. So take a few minutes a day to clear out the clutter and create an entryway that says, "Welcome home." All right, now that we've tackled the first thing you see when you walk in, let's move on to something just as important: decluttering paper and mail. Declutter paperwork. 19. Regularly declutter paperwork and mail. Now, let's talk about one of the sneakiest forms of clutter. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Stacks of unopened mail, old bills, receipts, magazines you meant to read, and random notes you don't even remember writing. Before you know it, your countertops, desk, and even the dining table are covered in piles of paper that just keep growing. And here's the problem. Paper clutter isn't just physical, it's mental. Seeing stacks of mail and paperwork can make you feel like there's always something unfinished, always something nagging at you. A study from Princeton University found that visual clutter makes it harder to focus and process information. That means those paper piles are doing more than just taking up space. They're adding to your stress. So let's take control with a simple system. Open mail immediately. Toss junk mail before it even hits the counter. Go paperless where possible. Sign up for digital bills and statements to reduce paper coming in. Create a simple filing system. Keep only what's truly necessary: medical records, tax documents, and important paperwork. Set a regular paper decluttering day. Once a month, go through your papers and clear out what you no longer need. Paper clutter builds up fast, but with regular maintenance, you'll never have to deal with overwhelming stacks again. All right, we're almost there. Now, let's wrap things up with the final and most important step: Creating a home that truly reflects you. 20. Home reflects you. Focus on creating a home that reflects you. Now, after all these tips, there's one final thing I want you to remember. Your home should feel like you. Not a magazine cover, not a perfectly staged model house, not what someone else thinks your home should be. It should be a place where you feel calm, comfortable, and at peace. Over the years, we accumulate things because we think we should keep them. Furniture we no longer love. Decorations that don't match who we are today. Gifts we feel guilty letting go of. But here's the truth. Your home is yours to shape. Let go of anything that no longer fits your life. Your home should serve you, not the other way around. Surround yourself with things that make you happy. A cozy chair, a soft lamp, a cherished family photo. Whatever makes you feel at home, make space for joy. If something feels heavy, outdated, or stressful, why keep it? Choose to create a space that lifts you up. At the end of the day, your home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. And the best home is one that makes you feel at ease, inspired, and truly yourself. So take it one step at a time. Every small change you make brings you closer to a home that supports and nurtures you. Now tell me, which of these 20 changes will you start with first? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this guide useful, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and become part of our community here at Timeless Wisdom, where we're dedicated to making life simpler, step by step. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.